Hey guys, what is up? So it's been a while since I last made a gear related video, so today I'm gonna go ahead and make one. So the gear that we will be talking about today is called the Kamlan 50mm f1.1. Yes, you heard me right, it's f1.1, which means it's a chunk of glass and it's just very heavy. So it's around 250 grams, and this is for the Canon M mount, yes. So I use this together with my Canon M50, and I've been using it for more than a year now, and I love it so much because, as we all know, the Canon M50 has an APS-C sensor, which means it's a very small sensor, which means it's not that good in low light. And we also have to take into account that the Canon APS-C cameras have a 1.6 crop. So this 50mm will be times 1.6, which will be at around 80mm on the full frame format. So just remember that this will be equivalent to 80mm if you use it on a crop sensor camera like the Canon M50, which has a times 1.6. So one of the things I like about this lens is that it is really rugged. It's 250 grams, which is mostly because of the glass that's inside of this. So to be able to make a 50mm 1.1, you're gonna have to put in a lot of glass. So if you look closely, there's a lot of glass there. Look at the aperture ring, it's very smooth. So it goes from f1.1 to f16, and it comes with a lens hood as well, but I don't use it because I normally use ND filters for this, especially whenever I shoot outdoors. You will need to use an ND filter with this to be able to use it to its fullest potential, because if you dial down the aperture, you're not really getting the most out of this beautiful lens. And one more thing to keep in mind is that this is a full manual lens, which means this has no electronic communication with your camera whatsoever. So you're gonna have to dive into the camera settings and turn on the shutter to be released even if it's not detecting a lens, because like what I said, there's no electronic communication. So the camera is thinking that there might be no lens mounted on it. So both the aperture and focus will be controlled using the lens itself, and you cannot adjust it within the camera. So one tip with manual focusing is to turn on, if your camera has it, is to turn on focus peaking. So what focus peaking is that it gives you like red or whatever light you set it to. It lights up the subject so you will know which part of your frame is in focus. So I suggest you to use that. Okay, so it's around 5:30 p.m. right now. So let's go ahead and bring this lens out and show you how much of a low light beast this lens is. So f1.1 means you can really dial down the ISO maybe to even 100, depending on what situation you're in. So yeah, so let's go outside and test this lens out. So I just got back inside, and as you may have noticed, this lens really shines in low light, like literally. The highest ISO that I've used in that scenario, like in the darkest place that I shot at, is about only 640, which is like insane. With some of my lenses that go up to only about f2.8, I have to crank up the ISO up to about 1000, up to around 1600, which is gonna introduce a lot of grain into the image. So after checking on Amazon, this lens is about $159 US right now, but there's a Mark II version which is a little bit more expensive, so I only have the Mark I version. I haven't tried the Mark II version yet, but maybe in due time I can explore and just buy the Mark II, but not now. So yeah, so this was just a short review for the Kamlan 50mm f1.1. If you like this video, please do hit the subscribe button and the like button as well, and I'll see you guys next time.